Hi, from Universal. I am continuing a challenge that I absolutely love to do on this channel where I let a random toy or game determine my day at a theme park. Today I'm letting SpongeBob mystery boxes determine my day at Islands of Adventure. So inside these mystery boxes are one of 10 random character food figures, like this SpongeBob is a Krabby Patty, and I'm going to correspond each one of those 10 figures to a ride or food, and that is how I'm going to determine my day. And I brought 5 mystery boxes to open today. It started to rain, so I'm heading inside the park to get my notepad out and start this challenge. It's pretty busy because the park just opened, so that took a little bit, but I'm inside the park, and I think I'm going over to the Blackwater Bar. The Blackwater Bar is just right inside the park in Port of Entry. And here it is, the Blackwater Bar. I'm just going to find a table over here and get my notepad out. So I took out my notepad and I'm sitting at a table out of the rain, and I misspoke. There are 13 different characters that I could get out of this mystery box. So SpongeBob, Square Cans, Goofy Goober Patrick, Sippin' Squidward, Sandy Shakes, Dippin' Plankton, Krabby Patty, Krabby Fries, Pearlsicle, Macaroon Fred, Pastry Puff, Mayo Patrick, Plankton Dog, and then a rare glazed Gary. So that ended up taking a pretty long time. I'm going to go down over by the water. These challenges always require a certain amount of setup and exposition, but that's what I love about them. This is my list of the different food figures that I can get out of my mystery boxes and what I'm going to be doing if I get that figure. SpongeBob Square Cans, ride Hagrids. Goofy Goober Patrick, eat Butterbeer ice cream. Sippin' Squidward, drink new bar drink. Sandy Shakes, ride Velocicoaster. Dippin' Plankton, ride Kong. Krabby Patty, eat Wimpy's Burger. Krabby Fries, eat green eggs and ham tots. Pearlsicle, ride Popeye and Bluto's. Macaroon Fred, ride Hulk. Pastry Puff, buy Nearest Land Souvenir. Mayo Patrick, ride Cat in the Hat. Plankton Dog, eat new small snack. And then Glazed Gary, because it's rare, ride every coaster. So I'm gonna go open up my first box and see what I'm doing today at Islands of Adventure. Weather contingent. I tried to have a variety of rides and food and drinks, and some of them sort of correspond to the figure that I could get. Also, what I appreciate is that there's no fudging this challenge. Whatever figure I get out of these mystery boxes is what I'm going to be doing. So if there's any doubt if I ever do my Magic 8 Ball challenge or challenges like that, I can't fake this. All of these feel like they have a different weight, but if I happen to get a duplicate, then I'll just do whatever activity that is twice. Even if I have to drink 2 drinks or eat 2 burgers. All right, this is my first mystery box. And that is a Mrs. Puff. What was Mrs. Puff? So this is Pastry Puff. Pastry Puff was by the Nearest Land Souvenir. So I came over to Seuss Landing because I was over here by the submarine. I was like, oh, the closest land is going to be Seuss Landing, but it's not. I was in Port of Entry. So what I'm going to do is I'll get a souvenir on the way out of the park because I have to go through Port of Entry on my way out. So I will fulfill this, but a little bit later in case it rains. I was not nervous about getting duplicates with this challenge, but if it's this, then I am in trouble. And I just keep grabbing a random one out of my bag. Okay, we got a Squidward. Let's see, what is Squidward? Where did I put my... Okay, I'm gonna open it up. This is Sippin' Squidward. So at least I got something different. And Sippin' Squidward is to drink a new bar drink. So this challenge wants me to spend money today at Universal. So fortunately, it took so long to just get inside the park and to set this challenge up that the bars are about to open, and I want to go somewhere that I've never gone before. I've gone, but I haven't gotten like a drink from the bar. And where that is going to be over at Mythos. I think that they have a bar. Truthfully, I just don't think that I've really paid attention to whether or not there's a bar in Mythos the few times that we've gone. But I guess I'm about to find out, and this might be one of the last times I'm ever able to even go to Mythos. Just if the rumors about lost continents are true, which they probably are, I think that I could just walk into Mythos without a reservation. I don't remember there being a bar. The water outside's a little bit stagnant. I missed the waterfall, but I'm about to find out if Mythos has a bar. I knew it. Mythos does not have a bar. I knew that they didn't have a bar. I felt self-conscious, and I wanted to double check because I never remembered there being a bar inside Mythos before. But now I know there might be an outdoor lounge. I think that at one point there was a bar outside or a lounge area where I might have been able to get a drink. I don't know about now at 11 o'clock in the morning. Yes, there's no lounge outside, so no drinks. for Mythos, unfortunately. It is absolutely gorgeous outside. This would have been a beautiful place for a bar. What I like is that I can be a little bit picky with this, so I'm going to go over to Jurassic Park to get a drink. There is a bar that I can cut across this bridge to go over to that I rarely have ever gone to in the past. I love this area over here in Lost Continent. There are just angles of this theme park that I really don't get to appreciate as much as I do, and presuming that this goes away at some point is going to be a bummer because this is beautiful, but this land needs a new theme. Just having a couple massive show buildings completely closed for years. Just the potential of this land with the space is exciting. I spent a little bit too much time just wandering around. I need to actually do something. So I'm going to go to the Watering Hole, which is the bar pretty much at the exit of Jurassic Park heading into Hogsmeade. There is a bar at the Three Broomsticks, but I wanted to go somewhere that I haven't been to in a long time. I do want to start riding some rides at some point. There's Hogwarts, and this is the Watering Hole. I'm gonna get some sort of a cocktail that I've never had before. So I got my drink. This is the Dino Roar from the Watering Hole. And I think that I'm going to turn around to find a place to drink this. I have had a sip though, and this is delicious. I was going to drink this outside, but all the tables are wet, so I'm gonna go inside. I should have given myself more of an option to get food because I'm hungry. So I came out of the back of the Discovery Center. I'm going to figure out what I'm doing next. This is so good. This is the Dino Roar with cherry vodka, triple sec, sour mix, Sprite, and cranberry juice. And this was, after tip, about $25. So where am I going next? Oh no. It's Gary. So the Glazed Gary is ride every coaster, which I put on here because this was supposed to be rare, and I did not think that I would get it, but I thought it was going to be a fun thing to put on here in case I did happen to get the Glazed Gary, and I got it. So I'm going to be riding every coaster now. I said I wanted to ride rides, and I'm riding rides. I actually cannot believe that I got the Glazed Gary. I'm so happy about it, but it caught me off guard. But I'm hungry. That's where I was up there. Velocicoaster is posting a 1 hour wait. The single rider is open, but I might come back to this. I make the rules with my challenges, so I'm gonna go over to Potter. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to, I think, change the order in which I do this challenge. So because the Glazed Gary presented a bit of a challenge and an obstacle within my challenge, I'm going to just open up the rest of my mystery boxes and just see what I'm doing today. I'm gonna go behind the Three Broomsticks. I wouldn't normally do this, but again, this sort of caught me off guard just with what I'm committing to, and I am hungry, so I do want to open up these last two mystery boxes. And this wasn't necessarily a consecutive challenge. I was just accomplishing what these figures corresponded to during my trip to Islands of Adventure today, so I just want to see what these are. At this point, I might actually get a duplicate. I hope not. Oh my god. I got the Macaroon Fred. What was he? See, so Macaroon Fred is Ride Hulk, which I'm already doing, which I would have done if it was a duplicate, this specific figure. But see, I don't know, this is what I was worried about. I'm gonna open up this last one. Will it be a duplicate? It is not a duplicate. I think this was ice cream, wasn't it? So Goofy Goober Patrick was to eat Butterbeer ice cream, which I am in Hogsmeade right now, but I think I know what I'm going to do with this. So this is my compromise. I have all of the figures that I got today, and what I would like to do, because I'm going to be doing every single coaster with my Glazed Gary anyway, which I did not anticipate, and if I had gotten a duplicate of just a single coaster, I would have done that. But what I think makes the most sense is that I'm going to substitute this one for this one. I never intended to use this one. I just brought this as an example for the figures that I could pull from these mystery boxes. But if I do this, which is the Krabby Patty SpongeBob, which is to eat a Wimpy's burger, then I can have something for lunch, I can have a dessert maybe a little bit later, and I can ride every single coaster today. So this challenge would have me eat a burger, get some ice cream, get a drink, buy a souvenir, and then ride every single roller coaster in the park, and I think that that is an incredibly balanced theme park challenge. Also, a team member walked up and asked what I was doing, and I told him about my challenge, and he brought me a Butterbeer, so I just got a free Butterbeer. So I'm going to go back to Hogsmeade to ride the coasters here, so that's when I'll get my ice cream, I think, but I'm going over to Toon Lagoon to go to Wimpy's to get a burger now, and then also get my souvenir on my way to the park. See, I really do generally prioritize the chronology of my theme park challenges, but also to figure out what I'm doing and build the most structural challenge that makes the most sense. I do like that. This drink was expensive, but I think it was a double because I am feeling it. I think that it's sort of funny that I intentionally try to choose attractions that I don't normally do or haven't done in a while at Islands of Adventure, and I'm just riding all the coasters that I just did. I just rode all of the coasters at both Universal and Islands recently, and here I am doing it again. It is really busy today after coming last week and there was no one here. I love that I've walked around the entire park and I've just gotten one drink. Some attractions were closed today for maintenance, so I wouldn't have been able to do everything today, but as long as Wimpy's is open, which I think it is. Cool, so I got my beef Wellington burger here and I have a spot just right next to Popeye and Bluto's. So this is the Wellington cheeseburger that I'm having with my Butterbeer. This has cheddar cheese, tomato, lettuce, pickle, onions, and mayo ketchup. So I ate my burger over here, which was delicious. That's one of my favorite burgers. It's one of the best burgers, like quick service burgers I think you can get in a theme park. Yeah, I'm gonna go start riding some coasters now. I think I'll go back over to Potter. I needed that. I needed to eat something. Now I can actually just focus on the rides. I wanted to go ahead and just ride Hagrids just to get that out of the way, but should I do Velocicoaster? It really does depend on the single rider line. I think that I'll go to Hagrids first, just to see if their single rider is open, and if it's not, I'll come back to Velocicoaster. Just waiting in line for Hagrids sounds rough right now, especially with the weather today. I can't believe I got the Gary. Can you believe I got the Gary? What I actually can't believe is that I didn't get a duplicate. All right, back into Hogsmeade. Let's see what the wait time looks like for Hagrids. What I'd like to do is knock out Hagrids and Hippogriff, and then get my Butterbeer here, and then go to Velocicoaster, and then Hulk. So it's a 2-hour wait. There's a line for single riders. So the good news is that single rider is open apparently. The bad news is that this backup is for express. So this might be the most backed up I have ever seen Hagrids, or at least in years. I had to wait for a locker. Every single locker was occupied, and I had to wait until one opened up. So if the single rider line is open, I'm gonna be right here. Our standby is moving faster. That's what I'm gonna be doing next. Hopefully. I bet this is also like an hour wait. Alright, I'm in the single rider line and it is not closed. That was incredibly fortunate because that express line is no joke right now. I'm going to go down the stairs to the loading platform. You can still see a little bit of Red Rocket in the Universal Studios. So we made it down into the loading room. I'm almost on Hagrid's Motorbike Adventure. This is going to take about an hour. Yep, that took pretty much exactly an hour. There in the single rider line, and I love that I just waited an hour instead of 2 hours. That's something about this ride. I hate the queue for it, and it's a very themed queue, but being stuck in this queue is one of my, it's a nightmare that I just do not like. But this is just still one of my favorite rides in any theme park. This and Monsters Unchained I think are the top rides ever. Now it's almost a 3-hour wait, but I'm getting my stuff out of the locker. So back at my camera, and I somehow lost my microphone, so I'm just using the internal microphone on the camera. It is about to rain, so hopefully I can get onto Hippogriff before it does rain, and then I can get some ice cream. Hippogriff is posting a 1-hour wait, which probably is a 1-hour wait. Look at how long this line is. I would really like to ride this before it rains, but I do not think I'm going to be that fortunate.
Well done! Go on then!
My time is unfortunately accurate. It's pretty cool to see Buckbeak this close because I do not remember when Wizarding World opened in 2010. Being able to see Buckbeak. This land is 15 years old. After Little Like Adventure, the highest wait time in the entire park. One of the Velocicoaster and Hulk. So I waited long for a ride. Quite a bit what I did for Hagrid's Fun Like Adventure. And I'm putting my camera in my bag. Because I took well over an hour to make it on to
Go ahead and stable.
So waiting for that for a little bit, but I'm finally going to reward myself with some ice cream. Specifically Butterbeer ice cream. Somehow I've been avoiding this weather, so I'm happy about that. But it will probably rain at some point. So the more that I say that, maybe it won't rain. So I should be able to get the pre-packaged Butterbeer ice cream and Honeydukes. So I got the Butterbeer ice cream out of the freezer. There it is, incredibly busy in here right now. And they do have Butterbeer bars now. I'm slowly following through with my challenge today. It's taken me hours, but I'm doing it. I'm going back here. This is a quiet little area next to the 3 broomsticks. They even gave me a tiny little spoon for this. I was wondering how I was going to eat this. So here's my Florian Fortescue's Butterbeer ice cream in a little cup. I really needed this in between the coasters that I'm trying to do today before it rains, which it still probably will. So good. I'm going to try to get over to Velocicoaster before it rains. Also, now I am really curious about what a Butterbeer bar is. That Butterbeer ice cream was delicious. I could probably just only have hot Butterbeer and ice cream butterbeer, and just be good. The amount of times that I've gone in and out of the Wizarding World today. But I have a couple coasters left to do, and then a souvenir to buy, and I will have completed my challenge. I don't think that I'm going to because they were expensive, but I could have brought this cup back and gotten drinks for like $5 less. I'm presuming that the single rider line is open because that's what I'd like to do. Yes, it is open, but it's posting an 85-minute waits. Standby. So that sort of sucks, but I'm riding all the coasters, and this is where the single rider line is pretty much the same. So right now it says the single riders at capacity, which is interesting because after I made it to the lockers, it was a complete walk-on. I waited 20 minutes to ride Velocicoaster in the single rider line. Compared to last week when I came with my brother and the park was very quiet, but we still waited a pretty long time after going through the lockers, so I'm happy. I needed to make it the time so I could go ride the Incredible Hulk. I don't want Twitter at this point, but in case it does, I need to go over there now. So where I'm slightly conflicted is my ride behind this guy's Trolley train ride. I did consider it a roller coaster when I did my roller coaster challenge. Should I do it again? Hulk does have a single rider line, so I will try to take advantage of that. And if the weather is still cooperating, then I'll do Seuss Trolley train ride. Hopefully not to wait too long to ride. Look how dark the clouds are. My watch says that it's raining right now, but it is not. I love Islands of Adventure challenges. It actually is raining. Despite there being so much unused space and aging attractions, this theme park still holds up. The single rider won't let me down, please. So this is like Velocicoaster where everything has to go into a locker, including phones. So if I'm in this line for like an hour with nobody to talk to and no phone to entertain me, I am not looking forward to that. So this is single rider right here. It's posting, I think, a 55-minute wait. So I just got off the Hulk and I waited about 30 minutes in the single rider line, which I probably would have waited about that in the regular standby line, but I got right in the back, so that was fun. This is single rider right here, which pretty much has nobody now, of course. So now I'm gonna ride a Seuss Trolley train ride and then get a souvenir. When I finally leave, I'll spend about 10 hours at Universal today. And I thought that I'd be done with my challenge pretty much around lunch, and I was wrong. This is also one of my favorite rides in the park, so I'm very happy to do this. I only have one side going right now. It's my single rider for the Seuss Trolley train ride, and it's an hour wait. What? Yeah, the line stops all the way down here. That's not good. I think it's been express ratios today. There's just been a lot of express. So just the ride capacity today has been pretty rough, with either there being just one train on the track or one side running. So you defer to my notes, ride every coaster. This is a rolling coaster, so that's why I'm riding it. See, it's way times like these, I appreciate that I've been able to just walk through this queue in the past and almost make everything on the ride. So maybe I was wrong, there are two sides running right now. That took about 30 minutes to get onto the Seuss Trolley train ride.
This is the special train that carries any sound. It's the echo-maniacal, super reliable, sounding like all-day and night audio Manic Express.
So this is the narration that I really don't like.
Can you go boo boopity boo?
Boo boopity boo!
Swim, swim, swim. Are you feeling keen?
So, I don't know if you can hear me at all, but the sky right now looks absolutely beautiful.
When the trolley train goes rolling past, we know how it sounds to go really
Look how busy it is over
with a
there.
swish, swoosh,
It looks so gorgeous.
Oh, the mighty trolley train makes a loud hullabaloo. It's the sound of fun. Can you make it too?
Wee! Wee! Woohoo!
You can see
Listen to
Rip
this.
Ride Rocket way over there. It's pretty much gone with the exception of the tower. God, I hate that narration. It is so annoying. Can you imagine trying to ride the People Mover and have a pleasant, peaceful ride experience, and just the narration is just boop, boopity, boop, boop. It got dark so fast, but the park was so beautiful from up here. That's why I love riding this. Narration aside, this is a beautiful way just to see the park. So I accomplished riding every roller coaster in the park, and now I'm going to go buy a souvenir. And I'm going to Port of Entry to buy it, which is great because all the most options there. This challenge started over here at the beginning of the day when the park opened, and now the park is almost closed. So I'm going inside the trading company store to get my souvenir. If you go get something specific to Islands of Adventure, I bet there's also all of this Epic Universe stuff too. In my opinion, most Epic Universal merchandise is just kind of bad, with the exception of this, the retro stuff. Everything is just too theme park merchandise for me. If I get something SpongeBob related because of my challenge today, this is my face when I got the glazed Gary. Maybe a Harry Potter plush, like my own plush Hagrid, or just get something from Epic Universe. So I decided what I'm getting. I'm getting a chocolate frog. It's very on theme, with my challenge today. They have milk chocolate, white chocolate, and then dark chocolate. I don't think I've ever had a dark chocolate or a white chocolate frog, but inside this is going to be a mystery chocolate frog card, and that's why I wanted to get it. All right, I got my chocolate frog, and I'm going to go open it up, which I'm going to do right here. Taking the wrapper off, I have not looked inside. There's my chocolate frog. And what card did I get? I can even get it out of here. I don't know who you are. All right, this guy created the Nimbus Erasing Brooms. Hooray! So that was my entire day at Islands of Adventure, determined to buy these minifigures from SpongeBob mystery boxes. This was so much fun. I did not think I was going to be here the entire day, and then I was, and I got to have a burger and a drink and a dessert and got a souvenir, and then because of this rare Gary, I rode every single roller coaster in the park today, and it was fun, but I was here for over 10 hours. I'm exhausted. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Have a great day, and goodbye.